Oh, hello. This is a response to Be Serious. I've been away for a week or two over in France, looking at the war graves and what have you in Belgium and France, and just got back earlier this week. Mad at work most of the week, but got a few moments here and there during the week to look at what's been going on and play catch up. Very interested in some of the debates that have been going on about evolution. I think before one talks about that, you need to sort of possibly state your position on religion. Well, I don't have any, so that's reasonably easy. Not really an atheist, but I can't buy the concept of a God and a creator, and I'm certainly prefer the evolution line with Dawkins and Darwin, etc. Talking about that, I'm not fully up to speed with what everybody's been saying, but certainly on evolution, comments have been made about the process of evolution, which is, I will agree, extremely complex, and as Dawkins would say, has to be sort of measured on a slow incline rather than straight up the face of a mountain, which is what some creationists tend to talk about, an ape turning into a man and things like that, which is a difficulty. Certainly when I go to Speaker's Corner and discuss issues in Hyde Park on some Sundays, there are some really strange views about how old the world is and how things got here. But I prefer to look at the evolution side of things. I think Occam's razor is quite important here, though, because to me the process of evolution is very complex, but the reason is the simplest of reasons, and that is simply survival. I do see it as a survival, and evolution tends to enable, through various complex processes, enable species of various types to survive, and it's so complex that not everything is based on the surface of the planet. I mean, the output from the sun varies from every sort of 10,000 years. That's why we have sort of ice ages and interglacial periods, and we're in one of those at the moment. So the weather over the last 10,000 years, or the climate, has been reasonable for us to make advances here. But of course, if you go back in time, there are well documented times when there were ice ages taking place, and that will all have effect on the species that have to be able to adapt, and they adapt through evolution. But I have a very simplistic view of these things. I read bits and pieces and try to draw a line that I can cope with, rather than getting too descriptive. In fact, we're towards the end of an interglacial period now, so we should, in theory, over the next 3,000 or 4,000 years, heading back into cold conditions. Maybe global warming could do us a favour there as a blip, but I don't think so. Towards the end of the comments there, it was about working together to find solutions about things rather than arguing over different aspects of these topics, and there's some good books out, because one of the things for our survival, not so much evolution, but maybe the way there's evolution of economics on the globe. There's a chap who was born in Michigan, Jeffrey Sachs, and he has written a number of books. I think his latest one has just come out. I've got it on order, which is called Commonwealth Economics for a Crowded Planet. And from what I've seen and heard about it, it sounds quite interesting the way things could be done. He does have some critics. Some people think he's a bit naive in his approach, but anybody's approach at this time, I think, is going to be worth looking at and listening to and evaluating. It's all very well being critical of it, but what have you got in its place? Because we are sort of spiralling into uncertain times with climate, etc. Only the other day there was talk about diseases which are affecting the bee population in the UK, and it could be up to 70% of the bees may well be suffering from this disease and may well cease to exist. And of course, without bees there's no pollination of the fruit, flowers, etc., etc. And then that has a knock on down the chain, and we all need food. So there's another book, I think, that Jeffrey had written, which was The End of Poverty, and how can we make that happen. So I think they're worth a read, just to get some ideas and kick them around. Okay, I haven't got a lot of time, so I've got to make a dash, but I'll be in touch, and have a good one. Bye bye.